Hey guys, how you doing? jpsarrireviews here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Now, as many of you know, my life is changing, my schedule is changing, so I don't have the time to produce daily reaction videos. Which is, in some ways, I know a lot of you are disappointed because, there's so much stuff flooding the market. So what I'm going to do from this point on, at least for the foreseeable future, I'm going to produce weekly videos where I cover all the highlights, all the stuff that, in my opinion, is the stuff that is the best, or perhaps the stuff that people are talking about and they're more interested on. So I'm going to cover that and I'm going to compile them in one single video. So maybe this is a great format that you like. If you like this channel, if you're here for the first time, you like the content of my videos, do not forget to leave a like, also to leave a comment to let me know that you're watching, and to subscribe to the channel if this is the first time. I want to talk about the newest Iron Studios Batman, based on the Batman Returns film. Also, we're going to talk about Menat from PCS Collectibles, the new addition to the Street Fighter collection. Edward and Alphonse Elric from the Fullmetal Alchemist anime and manga that is produced by Prime 1 Studio. And the newest Sideshow Collectibles Hulk and Hulkbuster Maquette. And first, we're going to start with Iron Studios, and that's the reason I'm here at the website. I will have the link in the description for those who are interested. Batman Deluxe Art Scale 110 Batman Returns. The price for this is $179.99, $180 plus, of course, shipping and all of that. This is also available at Sideshow, and you can also purchase this through other retailers. Now, the release time for this is between July and September of next year. All right, now we're looking at the pictures, and I'm telling you, this is a very interesting concept. This is something that we have seen before through other different pieces. The idea of having Batman on top of the bat signal is nothing new. However, this is based on Batman Returns, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember that this is a scene in the film. This is something new. It's a concept that was taken from the film, and they apply it to this idea, this cave that is around him, which is a concept that we have seen in the comics. But I know some people point out that they're not really happy with that. They don't like the concept because they would like to see the Batman logo in his chest. They want to see his suit, which is understandable. I think in this case, Iron Studios is trying to be very different with this one. I feel that it's a nice concept, not necessarily a good concept for a movie piece or a movie vase piece. I feel that this is something that perhaps works well if you're trying to imitate or trying to copy the comics. But on a movie vase piece, I'm not necessarily sure that that's the best choice. So it's different. And from this angle, you can see, of course, his suit and his Batman symbol and all of that. They already have Penguin. They already have Catwoman. I like Catwoman. Penguin is nice. It's pricey. And I would say that this is another factor that I'm not too crazy about. Particularly here, I'm looking at the bat signal, is that this one does not have a light up feature. It doesn't say anywhere in the description that there's a light up feature. And this is something that, in my opinion, I feel that, light up features are not as expensive as they used to be. It looks like it's light up, but it doesn't say on the description. So I don't know. I'm not completely sure about that. I don't know if they just, on Photoshop, they make it look like it's brighter, but it doesn't say anything about it in the description here or at the Sideshow website either. So I think this is just, a rendition here that has done just for the purpose of selling this or making it look better. Now, there's texture in the cape. Another factor that I know some people will point out is the price point. A lot of people would. I'm not happy about this price point for this 110 scale pieces. Let's keep in mind that, of course, the base make it look taller, and of course, it makes it heavier and bulkier, and it adds more detail to it in comparison to Catwoman. And I've mentioned this before. I feel the Iron Studios is going a little bit crazy with prices in some instances, but yeah, it's different, and sometimes it's good to be different. So yeah, I would say it is a nice addition if you're into it. All right, guys, we're moving now on to PCS Collectibles, and for that reason, we are here at Sideshow because they're the official distributors of PCS products. Now, we have the Menat as Felicia statues, two versions, Player 1 and Player 2. And we're going to look first at Player 1, which is the one that I think most people are going to be interested on. The regular version, which is a collector's edition, it has no edition size yet. All of these are 1/4 scale pieces. The exclusive version is the one that comes with an art print, and that one is limited to 300 pieces. And in my opinion, it's the best. The price is the same, so I would say right now go for that one because, of course, you get the extra art print. It is going to release between December of this year and February of next year. Now, in looking at the pictures, here we can see the art print that comes with this one. This is, of course, done by Udon. which is nice. If you love Udon art, definitely you're gonna be into this one. It is not really a large art print, but it definitely is going to look good if you display this right next to this statue. But I would say, I can tell you one thing, I like Menat. I like the character. She's very fun in the game. If you haven't played Street Fighter V, I recommend it, particularly the newest edition that I review on my gaming channel. But if I have to choose between, if I want to have a real Felicia, to be honest with you, I will go for handmade objects. HMO, the most recent Felicia statue, that is a more expensive, $1,000. You can still find it as Spec Fiction, but that's closer to the character. Now, if you're more into Street Fighter V and you are a completionist, you want to have every character and every different skin, then definitely this is for you. This is for the Street Fighter hardcore collector. But for those who love Darkstalkers and want to have a Felicia, then definitely HMO, it's a much better option. But with that being said, I will tell you this. This is a really nice looking statue. It doesn't have a big footprint, so it's something that I really like about the PCS statues. That the statues that they produce, they're not extremely large in the base, but they do have this nice concept now that they didn't have before. Of course, now with the new ownership, the new art direction that the company has, then definitely they are getting a more artistic with the bases, which I like that. I like the concept like this cat right there. It's good. I like that. I don't know who painted this, and this is a really nice looking piece. It's very sexy and all. But this one, definitely, if you know PCS, you know it's going to be quality. It's going to be good. And I want to show you the Player 2 version, which is this red hair version with the black outfit. And this one, again, with the collector's edition, we don't have an edition size yet, but the exclusive is limited to 200 pieces. So it's more exclusive than the other one. And I would say that this is for again, for the completionist. This is for the person that wants to have it all. But I will tell you, if I have to choose between this and the other one, the Player 1, I will go for the Player 1. I prefer the colors. They're more classic. They look better in my opinion. Unless I'm a big collector and I want to have things that are limited, I will go for of course, the exclusive for this one. Ultimately, you're paying the same amount. But again, I'm still a fan of handmade objects over this one. Alright guys, and now we're moving on to Prime 1 Studio with the Fullmetal Alchemist Edward and Alphonse Elric Deluxe version. They do have a regular version, but the Deluxe version comes with all the extras, and that's what we want. There's no edition size yet. The price for this is $12.49. This is a 1/6 scale piece, so some people may not be happy with the price, but we're going to explore everything that comes with this one because he does have a lot of switch outs and he does have a lighter feature. The detail is amazing. You can choose the payment plan, all of that. This is going to release sometime between September and December of 2022. All right, and now we're looking at the pictures, and I'm telling you, this was a highlight for me at the most recent Next Level Showcase, Next Level Showcase 2. And I would say that in this case, Prime 1 has captured the essence of these two characters in a really, really nice way. Another great thing, in my opinion, for this is that it's a 1/6 scale. You know, of course, when you think about Prime 1, the first thing that comes to mind is the 1/3 scale, and particularly with this, you know, anime stuff, they do the 1/4 scale. But now that they're doing 1/6, I'm all for it. I would love to see Prime 1 tackling the smaller scales. It's not the first time that they're doing a 1/6 scale statue diorama, but definitely it's nice that they're really coming up front with it with this one. Like, it feels that it seems that we're going to see more of it. And I feel that it's good because there's a lot of 1/6 collectors out there. They're looking for something new and refreshing. And here you can see the regular comes with one portrait, but the Deluxe comes with different portraits and also different, you know, different switch out things like this spear and all that, which is super cool. The hands, all of that. So in my opinion, go for the Deluxe because you get all the change outs that you need and you want to. And here you can see the dimensions is 56 centimeters to the top, which is really half a meter. It's pretty tall for a 1/6 scale. Here you have the swappable head parts for Edward. Ed really looks really cool. I really like it. The regular is nice, but definitely the Deluxe version, I love those two. I love the one in the middle. I think they all showcase a different part of that personality that Edward has. But here you can see that with the different hands and arms and the spear. Really nice. I like that. And in this case for Al, you have the different hands, the different arms. The LED illumination really looks nice. It really is powerful, and I like that. This is a very nice concept. I'm telling you, I like the whole idea, even in the detail in the background. Definitely for fans of this franchise, they're excited for it, and I don't blame them. I think this is a nice piece that even has the light up features in the eyes. It's really a cool concept. And the detail that only Prime 1 can do is amazing. You can see all the detail there in the back and the base. It's super cool. Definitely, I liked what they did here with this one. I think this was originally a concept. There was separate concept. They have two different pieces, and I think they were on the larger scale, on the 1/4 scale. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. And I think it was corrected in the end to put them all and set them all together, which is, I think, is the best thing. The 1/6 is not a bad scale. And now sometimes you hear a lot of criticism towards the 1/6 scale. A lot of people, they criticize it because they think it's too small, because they don't have, it doesn't have a presence. I hear it all the time. A lot of criticism here in the channel, people mentioning that. But to be honest with you, it's because a lot of times people have not seen a proper 1/6 scale statue in front of them. You know, they are cheaply made 1/6 scale statues, and they're also very expensive, very high-end 1/6 scale statues. This is one high-end statue for sure, and the price reflects that. And I will tell you one thing, not too crazy about the price, you know, for this, for a 1/6 scale, but in some ways I do understand it because all the detail that goes into it. But in my opinion, this piece should have been I would say around $1,000, just to be honest with you. $900, $800 will be perhaps the perfect spot for this piece, and will bring more people into collecting this, and also gather more interest for the 1/6 collections for Prime 1 Studio. All right, guys, and now we're moving on to the last piece of today's video, the Hulk vs. Hulkbuster Maquette by Sideshow Collectibles. There's no edition size for this yet. The price is $1,200. It's not cheap at all. It is going to release sometime between October and December of this year. Now, the artists involved in the production of this piece, we have Martin Canale and Marco Plauf as the sculptors and designers. Richard Luan is also a designer. Bernardo Esquivel and Casey Love are the painters. And of course, the Sideshow design and development team is involved in the whole process. All right, guys, now we're looking at the pictures, and I'm telling you, I really like this concept. I'm a big fan, like I mentioned earlier, of dioramas, particularly battle dioramas. And this is one that really looks super cool. I can see, when I look at Hulk, I can see the worker Martin right there. You can see it on the musculature, you can see it in the face. And I do see that the inspiration is taken from the classic Sal Buscema's Hulk on the face, you know, with the hair. But also it has a little bit of a 90s, well, 80s and 90s feel, a more modern depiction with the super musculature, you know, the muscles on top of muscles, all of that, which is, it's cool. I like the concept. I have no problem with that. But I have read comments, and they are valid. You know, a lot of people are saying that it's extremely muscular. And at certain angles, like for example here, where you can see this arm that is holding the shoulder of the Hulkbuster, it kind of looks a bit weird. It's too massive as his own body, you know, in this case, the torso. And some people have mentioned that they don't like that. I would say that ultimately it's just a matter of perspective. You know, I gotta be honest, I have no problem with the different variations of Hulk. Hulk is the only character in the Marvel Universe in which I do not have a problem with the depiction. Because I know that over the years, there's always been criticism towards certain depictions of the Hulk in statue form, particularly with Sideshow. Like years ago, we have the Maquette based on the art of Ariel Olivetti. And a lot of the collectors didn't like it because he had the very small head in comparison to the body. But it was based on the art, which is cool. Now, this is one thing that I'm not too keen, is the size. It is 19.5, so it's not, I would say, that small. But it's not as big when you compare it to the rest of the Avengers collection, the 1/5 collection that this is supposed to be part of. So we're going to look at that in just a moment. And with the price point, I feel conflicted because I feel that it's too expensive. And yes, when we compare this to the Edward and Alphonse by Prime 1 Studio, which is $100 more expensive, then you say, well, you know, it is fair. Yeah, when you make those type of comparisons. But at the same time, that Prime 1 Studio diorama does have a lot of switch out parts. This doesn't have switch out parts. It has a light-up feature on the Hulkbuster, but that's about it. He's not going to stand a chance to the Hulk right there. And there's a lot of battle damage already on the Hulkbuster. So yeah, it's not really a fair fight, if you can say it like that. It's more like the Hulk is just pounding the crap out of him. And here's with the light-up feature. It's fine. I'm glad that they did that. You can see that in the eyes, in the chest, and also in the repulsors and the hands, but it's not really powerful. And here you can see the detail. I like the face. Really cool. Definitely a nice concept there. I know that some people don't like the super huge arms. You know, it's understandable. Yeah, at the end of the day, you have to choose what you like. You know, we all have an idea of a character. Maybe they should have just slimmed the arms a little more. It's just the idea. I think it's more about just bringing this scene and really make it more dynamic or powerful. And that's the reason why they enhance some of the muscles and all of that to make it look, you know, like explosive and all of that. It's just the concept. This is a concept that is not for everyone. I can say that. I'm not trying to say or trying to make apologies for it, trying to tell you that you're wrong for not liking it. Ultimately, it is your choice. But I would say that there are a couple of things here which, you know, I understand what they were trying to do. That doesn't mean that it makes the piece the perfect piece or the perfect depiction of this battle. It's just different. And I do like certain things, and the paint job here, I do feel that in some ways there's a lot of simplicity on the piece, and that's another reason why I'm not crazy about the price. When I look at this, I just feel that this is something here that is wrong with this piece. The scale, yes, it's right next to the other guys, and it's supposed to be part of this, but to be honest, even though he is very bulky and massive, even Thor is taller than him. And I will tell you this is something that I noticed. Recently, Sideshow's been having a hard time with scaling. I don't know what is causing that, but some of the pieces are coming out too short in comparison to the counterparts within the same collections. And we saw that just recently with the Maquette of Galactus. And yes, that really gathered a lot of criticism because of it. Now, you label this a Maquette, and definitely you can add up to this collection, supposedly, but ultimately doesn't even have the right scale. This will be more in line with a 1/6 collection, with a massive Hulk. So, to be honest with you, as much as I like it, and as much as I would say that I understand what they were trying to do, I find that it's too small and too expensive. And I would say that in that end, they dropped the ball big time, because if they wanted to even justify the $1,200 for this, in my opinion, they should enlarge this piece a few inches more. And it will stand out even more. It will be more impressive, and people will feel more at ease with the purchase. They will say, well, they say I can justify the $1,200 because I have two pieces in one single bundle. But when you look at them right next side by side, unless they Photoshop this, but they're side by side, then it is small. You know, even Thor looks a lot taller. If you're in love with it, I'm not telling you don't buy it. You know, if you really like it and you want to have, you don't have a Hulk in your collection and you're collecting the Avengers line, then definitely look into it. And the Hulkbuster is a nice addition as well. But I'm telling you, just from the get-go, based on my experience, you know, this is a huge misstep in some ways by the company, because out of the gate, it's really expensive. It's not, the scale is not as good in comparison to the rest. It should be a lot larger than that. And ultimately, some aspects of the sculpt are going to be criticized by a lot of people. So ultimately, when you're buying this, you're buying something that is really expensive. If you, in the end, get tired of this piece and want to sell it, then you might not get your $1,200 back. That's for sure. But what is your opinion? What do you think about the statues that we covered today? We definitely covered a lot of ground, so there's a lot that we can discuss about him. I know that the biggest problem, regardless of some aspects of the design of the sculpt, all of that, I think the biggest problem that we're facing as collectors, as a community, as a hobby, is the pricing. So you have to be very picky and choosy about what you want. And ultimately, whatever you buy, you have to be fully engaged with and fully satisfied with. If not, you're just making a big mistake. Again, my friends, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe to the channel, to hit the notification button so you're reminded of the next video. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The links are down below. And also consider supporting the channel financially through Patreon. My friends, God bless you. Take care. I will talk to you again. Bye-bye.